We're talking about a 30-year ledger of choices. Every single day, you are making entries into this ledger, and those entries will strictly dictate the kind of life you're going to live when you hit 80.
So I want you to picture two versions of yourself at age 80. Both versions have the exact same height, same NAT, same genetics, the exact same knees, same back, the whole shebang. Now version 1 wakes up, walks out into the garden, squats down to pull a weed, and just stays there comfortably for 10 minutes. Later on, they get down on the floor to play with their grandchild, scoop them up, and stand right back up in one smooth motion. Now what about version 2? Well, version 2 literally can't get off the toilet without holding onto a rail. And when that grandchild comes over, version 2 just kind of watches them play from the confines of an armchair. It's the exact same person. The only difference between these two realities is that 30-year ledger of choices that is happening to you right now.
Section 1. The Great Aging Myth. Now, you know that cultural script we've all kind of just swallowed about aging? It's like this ambient assumption we absorbed from TV, from well-meaning doctors, from watching our own grandparents. The myth basically tells us that your body is a machine that works perfectly when you're young, and then inevitably, unavoidably, breaks down when you get old. But here's the thing, that script is mostly wrong. What we call aging in our modern culture is actually just a description of an entire population of people who have literally been sitting in chairs for 60 years. We've completely confused the actual biological reality of aging with chronic inactivity. If your reference point for getting older is people who have lived their entire adult lives in a modern, seated lifestyle, you aren't looking at some inevitable future. You're just looking at one possible default. It's a default created by a civilization that has made a very specific trade. And the really good news here, you're absolutely allowed to make a different trade. Section 2, the slow disappearance. Listen, 80 doesn't actually happen at 80. It's a slow creep. Think about this progression for a second. 80 happens at 36, when your back hurt for a week so you stopped running, and you just never went back. It happens at 42, when you started making that slight, involuntary dad grunt getting off the floor, so you decided it was just easier to sit on the couch instead. It happens at 50, when you got a car with heated seats and you quietly stopped walking to places. Every single time you opt out of something your body used to do, your body adjusts. It quietly releases a degree of range. It forfeits a pound of strength. And the wild thing is, these don't feel like dramatic failures in the moment, right? They feel like perfectly reasonable, mature choices. But they aren't wisdom. They are micro-agreements to stop moving.
And it all leads to this incredibly harsh realization. Accommodation is how independence dies. 70 is just the address where they get delivered. See, your body never asks you to sign a contract when it takes away your strength. It just complies with your choices. You tell your body you aren't going to reach overhead anymore? Fine, it takes away that mobility. You make these tiny accommodations for 30 years, and then you arrive at age 70, unable to move, and you mistakenly think, well, I guess this is just what 70 looks like. No way, it's not. It is the cumulative delivery of your 30 years of accommodations.
So this forces us to redefine a word we toss around all the time, but rarely truly understand: independence. It's simply the ability to meet your own needs with your own body, to participate in your own life without having to ask for help. When you lose this, you suffer what we can really only call a civic death. Your whole world shrinks. You start planning your life around what's accessible, avoiding places where you have to stand too long or sit too low. You transition from being an active participant in your life to a mere passenger, an observer, where decisions are made for you by well-meaning loved ones. That is the real loss we're trying to avoid here.
Section 3, Biology versus the chair.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why we need to inject some serious hope into this conversation, because here is the actual physiological truth about being 70. Research shows that a 70-year-old can still actively build muscle. Not just maintain it, mind you, but actually build it. A 70-year-old can gain mobility, improve their balance, increase cardiovascular fitness, and rebuild strength, sometimes within just a matter of weeks. The biological, truly inevitable kind of aging is so much slower and gentler than our culture wants you to believe. The biological reality is simply this: joints don't wear out on a clock. They wear out from disuse. Indigenous groups who squat, walk, and carry heavy things throughout their entire lives, they don't develop the need for hip replacements and back surgeries that we so casually write off as quote-unquote normal. Active centenarians look fundamentally different from inactive ones. Your bones don't just thin on a set schedule. They thin when they stop being loaded. You really have to think of it as a ledger of actions and results. Stick to predictable flat surfaces and cushioned shoes, your balance fades. Avoid the floor, your range of motion is quietly released. Stop lifting heavy loads, your bones thin. Almost everything we fear about getting old is not some inevitable countdown. It's a direct biological consequence of how we use or fail to use our bodies. Section 4, the 30-year project.
So what's the fix? How do we actually address this? Well, the beauty of it is you don't need a grueling, sweat-drenched 2-hour daily fitness routine. It just comes down to a really unglamorous daily protocol. First up, squat. Heels down, resting in the position. Make it a place you go to rest, not just an exercise. Second, hang. Just grab a door frame or a tree branch and let your body weight pull your spine long. Third, floor work. Get down on the floor and get back up without using your hands, because life without chairs is exactly what your body was originally designed for. Fourth, load. Pick up meaningful, heavy things just to remind your bones and tendons that they are still needed. And fifth, balance. Stand on one leg on uneven ground. Balance is a skill, and like any skill, it fades if it isn't rehearsed. Now, there's no massive fitness industry built around this because, honestly, nobody can sell you a program of squatting in your kitchen while brushing your teeth. But this simple routine, it completely preserves the human body's original design.
Section 5, building your future ancestor. So, the crucial point is that this requires a profound shift in how we view our physical habits. It's not just about self-care or self-optimization for today. It is entirely about what you are actively handing down to your future self. Every choice you make today is a transaction. Think of it in terms of withdrawals and deposits. Sitting all day? Well, that's a withdrawal from the 80-year-old version of you. Squatting in the kitchen, hanging from a door frame, carrying your own heavy groceries, those are deposits. You are decades upriver from your 80-year-old self, and everything you do today flows directly down to them. You're either leaving them something they can use, or you're taking something away from them. And the ultimate, hidden prize behind all of these physical deposits? It's dignity. Physical dignity is the absolute foundation of all other kinds of dignity. It's that felt sense of being a full person who can be relied upon, rather than someone who needs to be managed. When you meet elders who have truly taken care of the ancestors they were becoming, they possess this incredible, undeniable presence. They know their body is going to do what they ask of it. They don't have to soften themselves or apologize for taking up space in a world that tends to quietly shrink its elders. As we wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember this. You have less time than you think and way more power than you think. The time to start is literally right now. 80 isn't as far away as it seems. Just think about the 1990s for a second. They were just a couple of songs, a relationship, and a bad haircut ago, right? That is the exact same distance forward to your 80s. The human body was built for 80 or 90 years of robust use, not for 90 years of storage. Starting is everything. So, I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on today. Based on your habits over the last month, those micro agreements you've made, the deposits and the withdrawals, which 80-year-old are you building?